Good morning. How's everybody doing? Or good afternoon, I should say. Depends upon what time of day you're actually watching this. So good morning, good evening, and good day. Good afternoon, whatever. So this is a Clint Eastwood movie, an older one, but it's a good one still. It's Dirty Harry, which is one of Clint Eastwood's better movies. And he's got the 44 Magnum in this one. Made 44 Magnum popular back in the day. So he plays a San Francisco police officer in a police department. He's an inspector, Dirty Harry Callahan. That's what they called him. So when they start the movie, Inspector Callahan gets to go on to a movie, or a murder movie, yeah. A murder on top of a pool, trying to figure out who killed her from long range with a rifle. Top of a building, pool on top of the building, and they were showing off that they could put pools on the buildings at that time. So anyway, they got the Magnum 4 squad out looking for this, and Inspector Callahan picked up the thing, and he uses his gun the first time in the movie for a bank robbery, and he's got that line that became famous. Do you feel lucky, punk? This here is a 44 Magnum. It'll blow your head clean off. And do you feel lucky? And he uses it the first time he uses that line the first time in the movie for a bank robber suspect. The guy's laying on the ground and reaching for the barrel of a shotgun. And he points the 44 Magnum at him and asks him that line. And the guy pulls his hand away from the shotgun. He picks it up and walks away with the guy who had a bullet wound in his arm. And they arrest him and haul him off to the hospital. And, they don't really show all that part. Basically, they're just trying to get that whole thing seen. And then it turns out that they've got a sniper running around San Francisco trying to ransom the city with, to keep people from getting shot on a rooftop. So he kills 3 or 4 people, and they track him down eventually. They figure out how to get him to where they want him. So they take another sniper rifle and try to shoot him. They hit him, but they didn't stop him. It turned out to be a pretty good shoot 'em up movie. It's San Francisco cop going nuts all over town to stop this guy from murdering and killing people and chasing people down. And he's got the chief of police trying to slow him down and stop him from killing people, tell him off, and the whole thing, dirty building and all that. This was a real good movie. They explained why they gave him the name Dirty Harry in the movie, and he gets put on he shows up and got called out, thought it was a murder, and it wasn't a murder, it was a guy jumping, and he gets to go up, he's there, so he gets to go up in a man lift off the front of the guy, and he starts asking for his address and talking about, what happens at the bottom, and he says, gets him where he's sick, so don't throw up, all those people. The guy tries to attack him, jumps onto his lift, and then Dirty Harry knocks him out, grabs him by his belt, and then gets lowered down to the ground, and they take him off in an ambulance. And then they explain why he's called Dirty Harry, and it was a pretty good explanation. I guess he's gone through 3 or 4 partners before the guy that he was with him explaining this to, and then the last scene, they find he gets taken off the force. But he goes and chases down the killer anyway by himself, and he kidnaps a bus full of kids. Like I said, the last one wasn't a bus; it was a plane, and this one's a bus. Yeah, he jumps on top of the bus, which you can clearly tell was modified for hand grips and keep him from falling through the bus. But it was still pretty good setup, and he ends up getting the guy. The guy ends up taking a hostage because there was a bunch of kids on the bus, and they took off. They were safe and out of the screen. St. Peter's and Paul's Church bus. That's what he took. Is the bus, church bus. Then the bad guy takes him off to a pier, where they were loading stuff over a culvert, and he gets on the pier surrounded. And Dirty Harry says he tells Dirty Harry that he's going to kill the girl, and he starts to walk away. Oh, you're right, and turns around and shoots the guy in the arm. The lady gets away. Then he uses his line on him again. Did I shoot 5 or 6 rounds? And shoots him again because he's reaching for his gun. Right in the forehead, he falls into the drink, and then at the end of the movie, he throws his badge in the drink and walks away. Just walks away. It turned out to be a pretty good movie. There's lots to shoot him up, lots of suspense. There's no real romance in this because Callahan wasn't romantic. He's Dirty Harry. Anyway, so it turned out to be a real good movie, and I liked it. And, even though it came out, in 1971, it's still a good movie. They did a real good job on it. So I guess this was going to be a little longer. So the lead actor in this one was Clint Eastwood. And we still see movies today. So he's been in the movies a long time. Okay, Warner Brothers distributed this. It came out in December 23rd of December, 1971. It ran 102 minutes. It was the country of origin was the United States. It's English. They spent a budget of $4 million on it. Probably used all that to get the 44 Magnum, but And then at the box office, it made $36 million. That sucker did pretty good. And for 1971, that's like a lot of money made comparatively for what they spent on it. And, it turned out to be a really, really good action flick. And there's stuff that I didn't explain in this movie, and I recommend you go get, this movie and watch it, because this old gratuitous violence western or cop show, this is what men like to watch, just in case Hollywood's watching, which I'm probably sure they're not. Anyway, so that's the end of the movie reviews for this session. We'll talk to you later, and hopefully you keep coming back to see more of these movie reviews, and hopefully everybody's having a good holiday season, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now.